and gentlemen, so welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're going to like our today's video. And in case you're watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel because that's the only support you can greatly give to this channel. Now, the president and Rigathi Gachagua were at Meru, both of them, the Meru regions, yesterday, both of them on Saturday. And something came out clear. And I want to talk about that and I want to form the basis of this analysis. If I watch the crowds that Rigathi Gachagua was addressing, and I also watch the crowds that the government and the President Ruto and the Kindiki were addressing, and something clear came out from these two crowds. If you watched the crowd of Rigathi Gachagua, it was very happy. People were singing, they even sang those songs of Ruto Bye Bye. If you watched what was happening when Rigathi Gachagua was having one of the rallies. But the other side of President Ruto, the people were just listening silently. And the good thing is that you can compare these crowds with what was happening before just before the 2022 general election, when President Ruto could visit such regions. Crowds were receiving him overwhelmingly and people were supporting. And this is show that Mount Kenya, if you doubt that Mount Kenya is gone, then you are mistaken. Mount Kenya is entirely gone. Mount Kenya is entirely gone. If not 80%, it's 85+%. And remember, this is one of the regions that formed the basis of President Ruto's presidency because he got over 50% of his votes. Yani kura zile zinalipigiwa, 50% came from the Mount Kenya region. That's about over 3.5 million votes from one region, and that entire region is gone. The other thing to note is that Raila Odinga also, who was President Ruto's competitor at that time, also got a good number of votes from the Mount Kenya region, because 1 million votes is not a small percentage of votes, because Raila Odinga got about 1.1 million votes from the Mount Kenya region. And also these ones, they are gone basically because right now as we're speaking, President Ruto is in the pro-based government, is in an agreement with Raila Odinga, and Raila Odinga seems to be supporting President Ruto's at right now. So anybody who comes from the Mount Kenya region who doesn't support Ruto can neither support Raila Odinga, and that's why also that 1 million votes is also gone. Ladies and gentlemen, the other day I was talking about numbers, and remember that politics is a game of numbers. You win because you have numbers. However popular you are, if you don't have the numbers, you can't win. However the strategy, however the system, however, you must have the numbers. Actually, even if it means rigging an election, you can't rig an election when the difference is very huge. You must have certain numbers for you to even the system to favor you. When the difference of opinion poll is between 5 or 3 to 4%, at least people can expect that a turnout can happen. But when the difference is as wide as 30%, there is nothing you can do with that election. It will have gone. And Mount Kenya being lost is a very huge impact to President Ruto, because I wanted to understand, I've tried to make all metrics possible to see how numbers will favor or they can work out and get President Ruto re-elected, and it's actually not working. Because if you are losing 35%, because the Mount Kenya region consists of 35% of the registered voters. Now, you're losing 35% of registered voters. How possible can you beat a region? How can you beat against that region? Number one, this is a region that knows how to turn out to vote. Kwa kutokea na kupiga kura, they know how to turn out to vote. Number two, this is a region when it has decided that they are going to support you, they actually support you. And when they have decided that they cannot listen to you, they actually won't listen to you, because in 2022, they refused to listen to their own president, Uhuru Kenyatta, to support Raila Odinga. But they rather prefer to support President Ruto because they believe that President Ruto had supported Uhuru Kenyatta when he needed him most. And they came out and supported President Ruto overwhelmingly. Right now, the case is totally different. In 2027, they are going to vote totally in a different direction. If they put their vote in one basket, if things stand as they are standing right now, the Mount Kenya region is a dangerous card because I don't see a possibility where Mount Kenya region is united and they are losing an election, because if they are united and they are now extending their hand to the eastern region because the campus they are part of their cousins, they are forming a very huge voting block. They go to western, or they come to Kisii, or they go to other region, get a running mate, or even the way they have been good, they can even decide to give presidency to a different region and get a running mate from the Mount Kenya region, like what happened in 2022 where running mates were coming from the Mount Kenya region. It will be a very difficult card to win against, and that's why, as we're speaking today, the 2027 general election is going to be a very up task for President Ruto. Although a lot of people believe that President Ruto is a very intelligent politician, that is not debatable, but I struggle to understand which card he can pull right now, because the only card you can unveil right now when things are working like this is a divide and rule card, which Rigathi Gachagua on the other side is very aware and is trying to work against, because he is even showing a possibility of him not even running for that presidency, not even taking the running mate position, but just sacrificing that to ensure that President Ruto is a one-term, as he has always said. And he understands that divide and rule is the only card on the table. And this is how divide and rule can work. Imagine a scenario where Kalonzo Musyoka runs for presidency, picks a running mate from, let's say, from Western region. Matiang'i runs for presidency, picks a running mate from the Mount Kenya region. And then we have another third force. A third force emerges. Let's say Ndindi Nyoro runs for presidency and picks a different candidate from maybe Luo Nyanza. Okay, even they form that ticket that has been popular, the Ndindi Babu Owino ticket. So that one will still split the votes. But if the card remains intact, where people vote in the same direction, I'll struggle to understand how they can win. And you can even tell me in the comment section, because how do you win against a 35% popularity region that only needs 16% to win an election? They have 35%, they need only 16% to win an election. And that's why in 2022, it was necessary for President Ruto to go to the Mount Kenya region, stay there, spend his entire times there, because he knew that there are numbers in the Mount Kenya region. Others, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. You can tell me what you think about the Mount Kenya region voting block and what's really happening right now in the Mount Kenya region. What direction is it likely to take come 2027? Are they going to divide their vote? Because as for supporting President Ruto, a lot of them already have made minds from what you can study, even from the what was happening yesterday as I began my analysis. They already are forming, they're already taking, the politics is already taking a different shift. Stay safe and have a nice day ahead, and always remember to subscribe, like this video, and drop a comment in the comment section.